but Welford Road away is like the game, isn't it? In terms of the Prem, like that's your favorite one to go to. It's a ridiculous hive of atmosphere. It is so much fun. Crowd's so hostile, but nice as well. Like, you know, when you're stepping down through the crowd onto the field and stuff. Oh, it's just a special place. It's a special place, and you're always up against it there. Like, you're always looking at absolute savages on the other team. Man, it's a class arena to play rugby at.
It's great as well because because of the atmosphere and what the fans bring and the stadium and all that sort of stuff, you get the best of the opposition when they rock up. You never get you never get an easy ride at home. It is tough, and that's because the fans, and I think everyone, even in the last few years when Leicester haven't been the powerhouse that they were before, fans or players still, to get a scalp at Welford Road is a huge scalp, whether Leicester are top of the league or bottom of it. And I think that's testament to what the crowd create and how difficult a place it is to go and play.
Agreed.
Have you got any sort of, this is going to sound really harsh, but like, do you know any of stories about people being cut in a bad way?
I think it happens quite a lot. Like, honestly, you'd be surprised. The main thing I've learned in my career is, it's never personal. At Leicester last time, I got sacked over a lemon and herb chicken and a spicy rice. Do you know what I mean? I still had a year on the contract. I still had a year and a half of the contract. And Simon Cohen, who was CEO of Leicester at the time, said, can I meet you for a Nando's? I thought, Nando's on the CEO. Don't mind if I do. Right, I'll have a spicy rice, lemon and herb chicken, have one mouthful. Fred, we want to get rid of you. What? You know what I mean? I said, mate, I think I need to go get a refuel. And there's me stood by the fizzy drink machine, just wailing like a blooming dog, like getting sacked.
Oh, so silly.
But it's one of those things, right? And I've spoken about it. It was a few years ago now, and I've spoken about it in depth on a lot of podcasts and stuff. But like at the time, it hurts. But you look back, and this is a business now. It's no longer, fans talk about a player leaves and they go, where's the loyalty and all this sort of stuff. But that's gone from the game now. And I think one thing I think has to change in rugby is you get a lot of clubs and people in the game preach about family clubs and loyalty and respect and all this. But at the end of the day, it's business. The minute you ain't good enough or don't fit in their plans, they're going to get rid of you. So the same as a player, if there's a better opportunity in whatever fuels you, whether that's money, whether that's being close to family, whether that's, an opportunity to play more, you just all have to be selfish because it's dog eat dog out there.
Yeah, completely agree. Like, that's the same with me at Bath. I didn't know until it was too late. You got to ask those questions, do you know what I mean? And then I never asked them. And then next minute I'm out with cap in hand looking for a club. It's just like that. It's just about how your stock is, what's the market saying, like clubs needed players in certain positions. But yeah, like Fred says, it's completely dog eat dog. It is a performance-based business 100%.
So your agent's kind of shopping you around all of the time in that respect. If you take that in the back of your mind, are they always keeping your options open?
I asked mine to. I have a real good relationship with my agent, but when I go into a year now when my contract is ending, I'm like, mate, put it out there because you've got to, because the problem is now is recruitment happens. All right, you can't talk to a players before January the 1st or whatever it is. I'm not sure if that's still a thing or not, but that used to be the thing. But it doesn't stop a club approaching an agent about potentially like if you're keen or not. And a lot of clubs do their recruitment and they're re-signing in November, December. So you get told end of January, February. Sometimes it's too late. So you need to front foot it. It doesn't mean that you're necessarily going anywhere, but I always say you've got to have options, because if you get told you're not going to stay and it's April and there's no clubs out there, without sounding too harsh, it's your own fault, because you should be ahead of it and know the game. In an ideal world, you'd like to think that a coach will tell you in October, November, listen, you're not in our plans next season, start looking for another club. But unfortunately now, that's not the way it goes, because until they get the target that they want over the line, they're going to try and keep you just as an insurance policy. And, you know, that's not me complaining or getting my violin out or saying we get it up.
Yeah,
it's just the way
that's
it
just
is.
how it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
Agreed completely.
Do you have to interview?
Not really. It's sort of like you might have a meeting here and there. That's about it. They're basically just making, especially guys like Fred who've been around the league for a while, they will have a good understanding of the personality and the character. So they just want to meet and greet. The head coach usually wants to meet and greet you and see if you're a good bloke, and that's about it, man.
You tend to have like a chat, like you know, now Zoom or whatever. Like you used to go in. I remember when I was at Gloucester, I met Richard Cockerell and Simon Cohen in like some boardroom in a hotel in London, and they put like sandwiches out and stuff like this. And I was like, I didn't know, you know, and it's not a test, but I'd been up on the train, I was starving, and there was a lovely little blooming egg mayo sandwich in front of me and a few little blooming samosas in that, and I'm thinking, cool, I want a couple of them. So anyway, that's going off track, but I had a chat with them, and then they were like, oh, come up and have a look around. So I went up and had a look around, and I come up with my dad, and I got invited to meet Jordan Murphy at his house. So I met Jordan Murphy at his house. He was backs coach at the time, and there was like 5 or 6 of the coaches all there on a table, CEO, stuff like that. He lived across the road from this lovely Indian, and they all ordered Indian. And next time, me and my dad sat there having an Indian with like all the hierarchy at Leicester. Do you know what I mean? But like, they know what they're doing. They make you feel a bit special. But you sort of, I'm driving home, and my dad's going, I don't believe it. I just had an Indian with Richard Cockerell. Do you know what I mean? He literally can't believe it. He don't know what's going on. I went with my agent, but you know, I'm not sure if it's quite like that anymore because of COVID. But they, if they want you, they'll make it clear, and they'll make you feel a bit special. They'll butter you up nicely to get you to come.
Yeah, for sure. They'll put the bells and whistles out, won't they? 100%.
Have you got? Is there anyone where you've come really, really close and it hasn't happened, but where you're literally in your mind, you're like, I'm actually there, I'm leaving, and then for whatever reason, it's just not got over the line?
Clermont.
I mean, you're actually there, though.
Where you're actually there, and then they're like, no, you cannot play here. I actually did. When I left London Irish, I remember meeting Richard Cockerell and Matt O'Connor at a coffee shop in town in Leicester. I can't remember. I think it was like just a nice Costa or something. But yeah, I was very close to going there before I ended up in Australia. But yeah, agreed. They're both very impressive guys. So when you meet them and you're like a young player, and you've like, you know, so much about like Leicester at this point being like the back-to-back champions and all that. Yeah, you're just like, my God, this is mad. And like Cockerell and Matt O'Connor are both quite articulate guys, both quite witty. So again, it's like, and you know, they've been around the block a few times. So yeah, it's all very impressive, man.